Oh yeah, we don't get one intro. We get two intros. Don't sue us. We're not making any money off playing this song right now. Just leave us alone, YouTube and Facebook police. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
It's
welcome to
clobbering
another
time.
episode of the Just Too Sweet Show, episode number 62, coming at you on a quick turnaround from Friday night's super extravaganza that we were lucky enough to be on air for. I am Big Sexy this week, Mr. Tim Tabala. With me is the third man himself, Mr. Hollywood Dave. Dave, what's going on?
Boom. Nothing excited. Great week in wrestling.
And making his return,
Finally.
the very busy man. He's the Burt in the world. Gil, what is going on, man? How's everything?
What's up? What's up? It said very, very big weekend. Can't wait to talk about it.
I heard somebody came back. Was that true? Somebody
A few
showed
people
up?
came back,
Somebody
actually.
showed up, right? Well, let's just jump right into that. I said, if you guys were lucky enough to catch our show Friday night, you saw live reactions by us on CM Punk making his big return to wrestling with AEW. It was rumored, yes, no, maybe, we don't know, possibly he could be, and he finally showed up. Even we were arguing whether he show up at this on a regular TV or on the pay-per-view. And we got our answer Friday night. Bert down there broke the results, broke the news to us. I immediately went to the TV and I saw a grown man crying his eyes out,
Like
which
a
is
lot of
ridiculous.
going.
Which was ridiculous. So,
I mean,
CM
is it
Punk-
really that ridiculous?
Yes.
Think about it.
The way he was crying, yes. It was.
I mean,
it was a little crazy.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that crazy. I think, people cry over seeing, like, their team win a championship for the first time ever. Different things like that. When The Undertaker supposedly retired back at WrestleMania 33, it was an emotional moment. You had people tearing up at the fact that, this might be the last time we see him in the ring. So I don't think it was that crazy to think that this guy, got emotional.
Okay, I won't argue with you, Dave. I'm not going to argue with you. I was just shocked to see that guy just sitting, and it wasn't like a tear.
No,
It
he
like-
was.
it
No,
was
it was full on. Full
he was a
on.
blubbering mess of a man, and it was so great. Boss, welcome, boss. Thank you for being here. There is crying in wrestling, though. I cried when Macho Man and Elizabeth got married.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I was 10. Whatever the hell I was. I don't know what I was, but I wasn't a grown man. Would I have cried this time? No, I don't think so. But it was very exciting. One of the biggest pops I've ever heard in my entire life, and that's in 40 years of him watching wrestling. 40? Yeah, just about. That gives away my age. That sucks. But let's jump right into it right away. Dave, we were live. We didn't really get to see the whole thing. After you've got to go back and watch it again, your first impressions of CM Punk.
Oh man, it's like he hasn't left. At least on the mic, he sounded great. He still took his jabs at WWE. But there was something that he said that kind of resonated, and it was like, he was saying like how he's sorry for people who thought that he left like all bad and things like that, but that he shouldn't be sorry because he left a place where they're the ones who got him sick the way he was. So it was like, and he just wasn't in love with the business anymore. So either way, just seeing him back there, and then he already called his shot. He wants Darby at All Out, so I was excited.
Bert, how about you? You're the one who actually broke it to us. What were your first impressions?
I mean, I didn't see it live, but I was keeping up with it at work on my phone. And it was, it just felt surreal. Just, the way that they did it too was, smart on their part to not make it a surprise. Literally, as soon as the show started, people were, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. So I think it was great on their part to just start the show with him coming out, taking in that incredible ovation. And, I know that it was in Chicago, but I feel like no matter what city they were in, he probably would have got that same reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
agree.
mean, look, it's been what, 7 years?
7 years.
7 years that he hasn't been in the business, and him coming back and like what David said, continuing from where he left off, cutting an incredible promo, really heartfelt, and kind of just not necessarily dwelling on the past too much, but kind of looking in the future. calling out Darby and saying I'm here to work with all these guys and it's hold grudges against people in the back and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see. But the just to kind of put my 2 cents on it, AEW, obviously this had been in the works for a while, but I feel like whatever time that he was going to come back and return to the business, um, for me it's more important with what they do after. So now that you got the big return out of the way, it happened. People are happy. People are going to be watching because I was on Twitter that same night when he came out. People were saying, "Oh, I haven't watched wrestling in years. I stopped watching when Punk left, and now I'm back watching again because he's coming back." So he's going to bring back a good amount of people to AEW that have never seen AEW before. So AEW has to do a better job of just keeping that momentum and building on it because Punk isn't the only marquee that could be coming there potentially, or that could be also continuing with the company.
Now, let me ask you guys another question. He took a lot of good shots at WWE. The one that I thought was really interesting was he said how he cried when he was leaving Ring of Honor. Not when he cried like when he was leaving WWE. He's talking about even before he got to WWE. He was like, I don't want, kind of like he didn't want to go. Kind of like he was forced into it or talked into it. What do you guys think about that? And plus, we all know the history. We know him and Triple H do not like each other. We know him and Vince battle head to head. We know all this stuff. But the fact that he said, I had to get healthy after the place that made me sick, that's some harsh words. That's not even just like leaving and be like, oh, you suck, or it's a bad environment. That's a harsh thing to say, that these guys that, technically made him a millionaire, made him sick. That was, made him so sick that he couldn't even wrestle anymore, that he hated wrestling. So, Dave, what do you think of him actually when he talked about leaving Ring of Honor, and then what do you think about him saying it actually made him sick?
I wouldn't want to say that he didn't want to go to WWE. I feel like he knew he had to if he wanted to continue his career, which is like what you said. WWE is the one who made him a millionaire. Without them, he's still an indie guy. That AEW was what he left in 2011, Ring of Honor. We're looking at 10 years that he would have been going back and forth and maybe not be as big as he was now. Where he has to give WWE their credit for it. So I don't think the crying was too bad. The shot that was definitely a big shot though, I think, to them, and like I said earlier, it was one that I feel like everyone should understand. Like he just wasn't happy there, and I feel like we've all been in that place where we just are not happy where we're at, and as soon as we hit the door, we got to take some time to get our mind straight. So definitely some big noise that he made there.
7 years. That's like Bruce Wayne and fucking Dark Knight and Dark Knight Returns. He's sitting around doing nothing. Bastard, I hate that movie. All right, Gil, what do you think? What do you think of those shots? That's all another show. What do you think of those shots being taken at WWE?
It's a hot take, a hot DC take. But look, Punk isn't the first guy to have that happen to him, especially in WWE. Famously, Stone Cold felt the same way, walked out, was gone for a year, well, like half a year, but left after being on top for so long. And Punk's situation is just it's unique because I feel like he was severely burned out because that hit the summer of Punk and being champion for a year and doing all those matches and being on the road as the top guy. Being on the road and being a wrestler in the mid card and the higher mid card is one thing, but being on the road and being the top guy when you have to do promo and press and everything, it takes a lot out of you. Hey.
And ladies and gentlemen,
it's the bad guy.
As if magic is my tag team partner, A to the Z, Mr. Eric Zan. Eric, welcome back, brother.
Hello.
And I love when it's the four of us because then I can say the band is back together. So I just like saying that. Gil, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead. Are you finished with your point?
No, I was gonna say, but yeah. So I feel like Punk, both sides, CM Punk and WWE. Both messed up tremendously in handling his situation when he was burnt out and when he left, because WWE handled it very badly and Punk, I think Punk was just tired. Punk just needed time off and he didn't really have that chance to.
Boo to the boss. Boo.
No,
Boo.
he meant it in a good way. He means like there go the ratings, like
The ratings are going
off
up.
the roof.
Oh, yay, boss. Yay.
Because the band's back
Yay.
together. Because the band's back together. That's what he meant. I don't know. But yes, boss, this was the funniest part. He mentioned the ice cream bars, and he bought the entire arena ice cream for after the show, which was pretty damn funny.
And somebody put one on eBay for $1,000.
They did.
That was hilarious.
There's always one. Eric, well, we were live. Like I said, we had general reactions. Did you get a chance to go back and watch the his whole entrance, his whole speech, his shots that he took at Vince and them? What'd you think about it? What'd you think about it?
I actually I wasn't as moved as I thought. It was exciting. It was actually like that old wrestling moment, like when somebody came out or came back. I really enjoyed that. I got that feeling. It was nice to see him back. I understand the bitterness. I understand what he's been through. I thought he was kind of a baby when he I agree with Bert. I don't think he handled it right. Maybe the WWE didn't handle it right. But I wasn't as super moved as I thought I would be. I was more I'm going from like I don't do the whole insider fanboy whatever. I'm a wrestling fan when it comes to that. And I tried to separate me. I was a worker to being a fan, and I was really, really like I had like tingles seeing CM Punk come back, because CM Punk bridges a gap of old and new. You know what I mean? He's a newer wrestler, but he still believes in like the fundamentals of pro wrestling. I don't think he said sports entertainment once.
And he won't.
And I really enjoyed that. The shots that he took were kind of funny. He I don't want to say he did it classily. I think he did it. There's no other way coming off the way he did. He could have done it. Like, there's no way you're going to make it a point like that without doing it the way he did. So I get it. But yeah, I was really excited. And like I said, I've been a CM Punk fan since like I've met CM Punk before on indie shows, and it wasn't like a, hey man, like we're good friends or anything. No, just one of them things like, hey, I'm Phil, hey Eric, nice to meet you. And he was definitely different. Like, you could tell he was a different guy. He had something. He was passionate. Like, he was straight, dude. Like, there was no bullshit with him. He didn't drink. As far as I knew, he didn't drink. He didn't smoke. I don't think he ever took like aspirins or gimmicks or anything. Like, he was just like a straight edge dude. Like, I think he really lives a life like that. And I admired him for that, because I'm not gonna lie here. I would take a gimmick if I could. You know what I mean? But as far as like the impact that he made, I mean, I think they should have kept. I wish it was kayfabed a little more. I mean, it was almost built up to the point where like I was afraid it wasn't going to be exciting, and maybe that's what I mean by like I wasn't as moved as much, but I was definitely excited, and I definitely got like oh Lord, I definitely got I definitely got shivers up my spine, because it was fun. It was fun seeing him. It was fun. Oh, it was fun. It was a cool moment, and I asked, and we'll probably get to it, like, because I asked you guys a question, and I have a belief on that question that I asked you guys. It kind of pertains to that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, CM Punk's a great wrestler. He's a great worker. He's great promo. Best in the world. I've got to say that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if he's lost anything in the past 7 years.
There was a point. I think I froze. No, I didn't freeze. There was a point in time in wrestling where you could say he was the best in the world. I mean, there's hardly a better wrestler than him. I don't think there was a better wrestler than him. His work is crisp. His in-ring, his timing, his skills. I mean, he's, like I say, he's passionate about it. Like I said, was he a little butthurt? Yeah. Do I feel he handled things right? I don't know. If you want to go, and he did, and I admire him for that.
Well, remember one thing that did come out this past couple of days, because all the stuff from his interviews have been leaking, and we've been replaying them, is he was technically fired. He didn't technically leave. And he got the notification for his firing on the day of his wedding to AJ Lee, which is a fucking Vince McMahon thing to do. He denies, or one of them denied that they meant to do it on his wedding day. But he technically got fired on his wedding day.
Yeah, but he left before that. It's not like they said, okay, one day he showed up and then the next day they said, okay, we're going to fire. He left. Like, he said, okay, I'm not going to be here.
But supposedly he still had a contract. And they were like, well, you're not going to come back. You're fired. And on your wedding day, you're getting fired. Again, I don't know. But yeah, technically he did leave already. So wait, let me ask you guys a question then. Darby Allin, is this the perfect guy for him to match back? Or, because I mean, here's a young guy who he's going to have to step on. Again, you're supposed to be promoting the young guys, getting the young.
Jimmy?
Well,
Jimmy's frozen in time.
he got so excited he's frozen.
He did get so excited. CM Punk is taking over the universe here. He's taking over the Just Too Sweet show.
Well, I think where he was going with it was.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Go ahead.
Oh, there he is.
He's back.
I'm back. You know what's going to happen every now and then. No, yeah, is Darby Allin the right guy for now? Because they said it's all about the young guys, but he's going to beat a young guy for his first match back. Is it the right thing to do? That's what I want to know.
I mean, who says he's going to beat him?
I think he's going to be unless it's a schmaz at the end.
I mean, remember, it's Darby Allin and Sting, which is going to be interesting because I don't know if Sting's really a fan of Punk or not like that. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know I don't know if it's going to be a straight up one-on-one match or if it's going to be some type of stipulation. But
the boss wants a new name.
Oh God. But I mean, we'll see. Darby.
If Eric gets married and you cancel A to Z on his wedding, then we'll see what happens.
Then I have to go to a rival network and do a pipe bomb like that. Is that what here, babe?
But I think Darby will get it good opponent.
All right, Dave. I know you have an allergy attack or you have a cold.
No allergies. Yeah.
So what do you think, Darby Allin? Right?
Dave, are you taking the honey, Dave? Are you taking the honey?
I didn't take it this morning.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Who the hell would marry Eric? Okay. There's a comment up right now that says, who the hell would marry Eric? I think I know somebody that would. Hey. Anyway, Tim, I you know what? I don't think Darby Allin's a bad start for him. I mean, he's getting over, right? Darby Allin. He's rising. He's a young talent. Why not throw him to Punk? Punk might be a little rusty. His work is, Darby Allin's work's decent. I'm not saying he's bad at all. He really is a decent worker. I haven't seen enough of Darby Allin's work to wonder if he and Punk are going to mesh that way, but Punk can wrestle anybody. So this is a win-win for Darby Allin. He can learn. Punk can get used to the AEW style, which really doesn't have a style. AEW seems, Tim, you mentioned the other night on A to Z that I would enjoy AEW's show, and I did because they seem to be fundamentally going back to wrestling as opposed to
about the wrestling. That's what it is. More about the wrestling.
This fucking sports entertainment bullshit, which is what's killing the WWE, I think, in my opinion. But yeah. So Tim, before we do get too sidetracked, can we address that question that I asked you and Dave last night?
Dave, you didn't answer.
Oh,
Darby Allin.
Yes, Darby Allin. Okay.
Absolutely. I think this is a perfect way, like you said, Tim, earlier. I think Bert said it, that CM Punk's going to attract new people that haven't watched wrestling in so long or seen AEW now. So what a perfect chance to, showcase Darby Allin. Yeah, he's going to probably take the L, but it's a good way to showcase him and be like, wow, look, man, Darby Allin was able to hold his own against CM Punk. I want to continue to check out who else is here and all this other stuff. And of course, he has the icon Sting in his corner.
And boss is so happy about that.
The boss is over the moon about that. He really is.
All right, Eric. So again, you had proposed the question. Was it on A to Z last night, or was it on the show Friday?
It was on A to Z last night.
Retell the question, and we'll all get to answer it. Now, Bert will hear it for the first time.
Okay, so guys, I was very into wrestling up until I got back into it. Until CM Punk left. And I'm going to ask you guys a question. I got to think about, remember, I was confused last night on how to present this. Okay. Wrestling has changed. Okay. So in the last 7-8 years, wrestling has changed dramatically. Okay. Now, around the time CM Punk did leave, okay, wrestling did start to change. Is that a coincidence? Or is it a reason, maybe not the main reason, maybe it is the main reason? Was CM Punk that important, A? B, when he left, did wrestling start to go, or the WWE, I should say, go in that different direction that was not, the non-focus on wrestling? In other words, was he that important that when wrestling changed, when he left, is that significant, and how big of an impact was that? And that's not exactly how I phrased it last night, but you guys understand what I mean. Did his leaving correlate with the way wrestling took a different direction in the last 7-8 years?
Bert, go for it.
It's a good question, first of all. I definitely think that him leaving kind of did open the door in some way for WWE to kind of reevaluate what they wanted to do. Because that's January 2014. That year, Daniel Bryan wins the title unanimously over Batista and Randy Orton. Yes movement, full in effect. And it was just, I guess the smaller guy was more or less, was able to get over compared to what we usually got to see. I feel like the rise of NXT, especially during those years in 2014, 2015, 2016, helped with that, because a lot of guys that have the same type of build as a CM Punk and a Daniel Bryan, like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and everyone else, they got their time to shine. And I do feel like, even though it's, WWE is mostly sports entertainment, through NXT and SmackDown, they're still able to continue the art of wrestling in a way that's, that older fans can like and that newer fans can get attached to. But it just depends. I mean, look, like I said, I feel like, Punk leaving did change a lot, but I feel like if he would have stayed, that might have still could have happened anyway, because Daniel Bryan was already kind of on his way.
All right, since everyone else is gone, I guess I'll answer next.
All right.
I guess I'm next to answer. Yes and no. No, I don't think it affected the in-ring stuff and the storyline. I think the storytelling has just gotten bad, because we've said this 100 times on this show. Maybe Eric will disagree with us, but I mean, I think the talent now, the athleticism now, all these guys now are the most talented we've had in the history of the sport.
Yep.
They just have no goddamn direction. That's probably the problem. Now, as far as the backstage stuff goes, and Vince maybe being a little, paranoid and a little on edge about certain things, yes, I think CM Punk's whole situation really screwed that up for other wrestlers about, trying to get over and trying to, get what they deserve and I think he's very cautious, because no one talked to fucking Vince. I mean, who talked to Vince the way CM Punk did? Shawn Michaels?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels was the best.
Shawn is the only example, the only exception to that question.
So that's what I'm saying. So no one
But
else ever had
Sean
the
literally did what he
balls.
wanted,
Yeah.
but he was the best of all time. So
Now CM Punk was technically the best of all time, but what was the difference? CM Punk did not like Vince. He did not like Triple H. He did not like the family. He didn't like the way they did things. So as far as the product goes, I don't think him leaving really affected that. But yes, it did lead to Daniel Bryan winning and becoming, the yes-man, like I said, the little guy. I think it affected more backstage. I think they got a little more, how you put it, like they tightened the reins a little bit as far as who can do what backstage and who really has an opinion backstage. Because not everyone's Undertaker. Not everyone's John Cena. So that's how I think. Dave, what do you think of that question?
So I don't really think him. I think him staying would have not changed things. I think him leaving allowed the fans to finally revolt a little bit more, because that's the reason that we got Daniel Bryan winning at WrestleMania, because he wasn't gonna win. It was supposed to be Batista against Randy Orton, and that was it. It was the fans basically, every single night, either doing the CM Punk or the Daniel Bryan yes chant. Like, it was that. And without Punk leaving, I don't think that happens. And then we don't get, the resurgence and the buildup of Daniel Bryan and all these smaller young guys like a Kofi anymore. We don't get that. I think Daniel Bryan, if anything, him getting hurt and being out for the 2 years that he was out, if anything, was a bigger impact to what happened with the show than anything. Because it was like, okay, look, this is the reason why guys like Daniel Bryan aren't put on the pedestal that they are, because they just get hurt. And then we rely on them, and they don't pan out. When a guy like Brock Lesnar never gets hurt.
Whoops. I guess she's mowing the lawn. I'll go back inside, though.
So I think him leaving kind of changed things, as where him staying would have just been the same old stuff. They would have pushed the same old guys, and no change would have been done.
Okay, so Eric, I don't know how much of that you heard, but everybody answered your question. It's a yes and a no. It's a yes and a no from everybody.
Okay. See, my computer crashed, and I guess I've been putting updates down. I've been putting off updates for too long. So.
Oh, that happens sometimes. Yeah,
It's updated, but I'm here on the phone, so
I'm fighting mine over here. It keeps popping up saying update. I keep hitting snooze. Especially one day it's just going to shut down on me too.
Yeah, I would recommend doing it.
All right, so we both kind of agree on everything. Yes, it did change. I think it changed more backstage. I think it made Vince a little more bitter, a little more wary, a little more, tighten the reins a little bit. But like you said, it led to your Kofi Kingstons. It led to your Daniel Bryans. It leads to your, I don't know if we'll ever see Ciampa or Gargano with them or win, but in SmackDown or Raw,
Well,
we'll
just the fact that they got the opportunity to get over the way they did in NXT.
That's true. And one little thing. So I know, Bert, I know you posted it, and I posted it too. There's a great video of Punk waiting in the wings backstage to come out before his entrance.
The latest episode of Being the Elite.
Yeah, and it was pretty funny. He's like, "Oh my God, is that for me?" Like, he heard the thing. Nice. And then the best shot is, and I'll give him credit because it was pretty funny, was they cut a shot to the Young Bucks rolling his eyes and going like this, like, oh God, and Kenny Omega saying, "Hurry up." That was very, very funny. I will give them credit for that. That was extremely funny, and I appreciated that very much because it made me laugh. So at least we know that they're believing in kayfabe right now, that they had that going on for them.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Now we're going to move on. Oh, here we go again. Here we go with some of these disastrous decisions that, by the way, we'll do this now because we're about to blast them again anyway, probably. Today is Vincent Kennedy McMahon's birthday. So for all the shit that we give you, Vince, we do love you. We do appreciate you. You've given me, like I said, almost 40 years of entertainment, and thank you. But we are about to rip your shit apart again because you've made some very strange decisions once again. And we're going to talk about it. So, Vince, that's all you get from me. Anybody else want to say something? That's up to you.
Happy birthday, Vinnie Mac.
Happy birthday, Vince.
Man.
All right, so
everything and nothing.
All right. All right, so SummerSlam was this weekend. It was on Saturday. NXT was on Sunday. Let's start with SummerSlam again. Overall, the show.
Apparently, it was the highest selling show WWE's had in a while.
It wasn't a bad show. It's just like I said, some of the decision making once again is just It's baffling. But we'll start with the easy stuff. Big E beat Baron Corbin. Whoop-de-doo. He got his contract back. Drew McIntyre defeated Jinder Mahal. Nobody cares. Alexa Bliss defeated Eva Marie in a very odd way ending. Dave, I know you wrote about it real quick. Talk about that ending and what was the problem?
Well, I don't mind that she won with the DDT. What the hell is the reason for her to bring down this dewdrop at all to help her out? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. The whole story has been stupid. Like, and it was more frustrating. It's like, okay, is she gonna help her? Is she not gonna help her? Like, what are you doing? Or cost her the match? I don't know. I just didn't like it.
It did. It ended with a random DDT that my sister could have gave me, and it wouldn't have done anything. But somehow it completely knocked out Eva Marie. Well, Eva Marie sucks anyway, but that's besides the point. Bert, what did you think of that match? Oh, he's pumping the brakes. He got me pumping the brakes. Look at that. I don't like Eva Marie, Gail. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I feel like
she's better than Liv Morgan.
Dave, you're on timeout. I don't want to hear you talk now.
What did you talk about Bliss?
He said she's better than Liv Morgan. Don't talk about my Liv like that.
Oh man. Well, at least she gets on TV more.
That's true, though. I will give her that.
That's this is the honest truth.
That's true.
No, I mean I like it. Like I like the whole. It was kind of the gimmick that she used to do before. That she doesn't really wrestle, but she just talks her shit like shit that ever existed. But I feel like, look, that's a good way to get heat. So, like I said, with her using her friend to like wrestle for her and stuff, it's working. I mean, they could have had a better finish if they want to continue this feud, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we got the answer to that on Raw because Alexa Bliss is already challenging. Well, but we haven't got to that part yet. She's challenging someone for the Women's Championship. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Usos defeated the Mysterios. I don't think anybody was shocked at that. I would put the Usos as the best tag team in the world right now over the Young Bucks any day of the week. That's just me.
Blasphemy, but okay.
That's not blasphemy. I'm just saying I think they're better right now. The one I was very upset with, Dave, you picked it. You picked this one. I'm going to give it to you. RK Bro are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. I only not picked them. I did not want it to happen.
They're over, man.
Bro.
It's just Randy Orton, dude. It's just, I don't know.
Randy so you're okay with Riddle. It's just the Randy Orton.
Randy Orton can't, he's it's like being tag teams with a rattlesnake. You can't trust that thing. It's going to end the same way it always does. It's like repeating shit.
But it's okay. Riddle's going to get stronger because of it.
I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Riddle I like, but he just bugs me sometimes. And then I said I'm not a big Randy Orton fan. So, the U.S. Championship. Thank you, Lord Almighty. Damian Priest beat Sheamus, who never should have had a title belt in the first place. I was very pro Damian Priest in this one. He's from Brooklyn too, right? Isn't I heard him say he's from Brooklyn?
He's Puerto Rican, bro.
But he's from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
What part of Brooklyn is he from? Do you know?
I don't know.
He said, I'm from a small town in Brooklyn. Dude, there's no towns in Brooklyn. What the hell are you talking about?
There's boroughs, brother.
Yeah, there's neighborhoods.
Boroughs, brother.
No, Brooklyn's the borough. You're from a neighborhood. Learn the terminology, dude. You're from New York. You better know these things. So, yeah, I was very happy with that match. And here we go. Oh, here we go. The horse face, Charlotte Flair, wins another title.
The horse face.
Defeating Nikki and defeating Rhea Ripley. Now, Nikki, I don't think deserved it anyway. I was rooting for Rhea Ripley to get it back. Again, we all did not pick Flair, but said we would not be shocked.
I think Eric picked Charlotte.
Did Eric pick Charlotte?
I think he said, yeah.
Did you pick Charlotte? Did your ceiling pick Charlotte?
I think at this point everyone hates Charlotte Flair. Like, bro, if she wins the title, oh my god! If she doesn't win the title, oh, she's annoying. Like it's just like
Bert, we've been talking about this the last few weeks. Why isn't only Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky have titles? Why? Why don't you give these other women a legitimate chance? Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. That's why it's so annoying that Charlotte won.
No, I mean I'm annoyed too. I'm just saying, like I feel like Charlotte. I'm just saying for her specifically, I feel like she can't catch a break, regardless of.
No. Because I think if she loses, everyone's like, wow, if anything. Because, let's be real. What is it? Nikki ASH was a transitional champion to Charlotte Flair, who literally had the belt, who she won it from. How is that possible? Like, that makes no sense for Charlotte to one beat Rhea, and then the next night she loses it, and then now she wins it back in a triple threat. Like, what was the point? Rhea should have never lost. If they want, have Nikki beat Rhea, and then you can have Charlotte win this. But the way that they did it was just stupid. The way they book her is completely OP.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense. You make everyone else look so pathetic.
Frank, what's up? Welcome to the show. Thank you, Mr. Raul Velasquez Jr. Welcome to the show, my friend. Alexa Bliss for Charlotte Flair. That's where I was headed. Last night on Raw, Charlotte was doing her little speech where she happened to say, she made a little thing. She doesn't need friends, and she doesn't need family. I thought that was a little weird kind of shot. Maybe that's her way of saying she's not leaving to go with Andrade and Ric Flair. So I thought that was interesting what she said last night. But again, Horseface has like 37 championships. Maybe she needs 16 before she can 17 before she leaves. I don't know.
You notice that they before they used to count the NXT championship she's won, and they did not. They haven't been counting them now. Now they're like, oh no, she only has 11. She doesn't have 13.
I don't know.
Well, she could retire today. She'll be a Hall of Famer by tomorrow.
Oh, of course. She's only been around, 6 years, 7 years, whatever the hell it's been. It's insane. All right. Edge versus Seth Rollins. Decent match. I think yes, it was match of the night. And my favorite part, of course, was Edge rocking out with the Brood entrance.
Yeah, man, that was sick.
When the music hit and the red light came, I said, no fucking way. I was hoping Gangrel would have let him down to the ring.
Flame too. Sick.
He had the flames. It was pretty freaking awesome. I thought that was very impressive. I liked that very much. I was very surprised.
I loved the build up to this match, because this is a feud, like 5 years in the making. And because ever since Edge came back, I'm like, oh, I know eventually they're gonna do him and Rollins, and it worked, man. Like those promos. I mean, look, no disrespect to the younger guys working today, but Edge, man, he can cut great promos. Mm-hmm. His promo that he cut on SmackDown, like it's a combination of things. It's he has that crazy look in his eyes. He's able to bring the intensity in his voice and put emphasis on certain words. It's just he makes it feel so real, and like it works really, really well. Like the fact that he's like, oh, like I love the whole concept of Edge being like, oh, telling Seth, oh, you're just a version of me, like you're just like me, like you're very similar, and Seth being like annoyed by that. Like it just works so well.
And where's Seth gimmick going? He went from the Monday Night Messiah to dressing like
he's the drip king.
He's like
he's
half
the king
Joker.
of drip.
He's like half Joker, half Riddler. the way he dresses and acts now. But yes, it probably was the best match of the night. And I said the Edge Brood entrance was great. I was hoping he had Gangrel come out with him, drip a little blood. That would have been awesome.
I was hoping he would have interfered and helped him win the match, or maybe cost him the match.
That would have been cool. Gangrel, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome.
He's too busy running a school down here.
Yeah, the things like that don't happen because that's too cool to happen in the world. So let's move on to, here we go again. Oh, Vince, why? Why do we do this to us? SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair was set to defend against Sasha Banks. Look again. Sasha Banks. Only the 4 women who are allowed to have a title. And what happens when Sasha Banks can't show up for some strange reason? They send Carmella out for 2 seconds. Now, we had no explanation of why Sasha didn't show up, right? Is there a kayfabe reason, or is there a legitimate reason?
I think she either got hurt again or something else happened, but I think she got hurt again.
So it's not kayfabe; it's legitimate.
Yeah.
Okay. So meanwhile, they send out Carmella now to take her place. Okay, fine. Got no problem with that, but they should have at least mentioned Sasha why she wasn't there. Don't try to keep that a mystery because it makes you look stupid and it makes your people feel stupid. You don't explain something. Carmella.
Hi guys.
Out. Hi Eric.
Hey, he's back.
So we want to talk about the horrible women's match and how they pulled another shenanigans on us. Yeah, so I'll start for you, Eric. Bianca Belair versus Sasha. Sasha can't wrestle. She comes out, says she can't make it. They send Carmella out. Okay, we're going to have Carmella versus Bianca, no problem. Boom, the music hits. Here comes Becky Lynch, the man who had a child.
Hmm.
I meant to say it that way. The man who had a child makes her big, makes her big return at the pay per view, and instead of
Nobody
coming out,
expected, by the way.
yeah, but instead of coming out as like a referee or just someone as like a warning or something like that, she knocks Carmella's ass out, and then proceeds to say, "I'm fighting you for the title." Bianca agrees, and 26 seconds later, another future star is squashed. Why are we squashing these people so bad? I don't understand it. That was one of the biggest things. I saw the Bellas went off on it. I saw a lot of people went off on it online.
People online were mad about this.
Yeah, we
A
went
lot of
off on it
people.
because again, Bianca Belair deserved what she got. She did
Yep.
not deserve to get squashed in 26 seconds.
No.
So Bert, what the hell's going on? What'd you think? And
No,
why?
look, I mean, no disrespect to Becky. I love Becky Lynch. Very happy that she had her kid and is able to come back and uh, continue what she was doing. But you have to come up with something better than just having her come back and just squash somebody who's been what 5 months, 4 months has been the champ, defending
WrestleMania, yeah.
on every week on TV, defending and working, and somebody who's athletic as hell. So it's not like oh, she caught me by surprise and I can't do anything. Like Bianca Belair can do superhuman stuff, and the fact that she gets squashed to a person who hadn't wrestled in a year in 10 seconds, 20 seconds to lose the title. Like you have, if you want that to happen, maybe come up with a way that she comes after the match and you thought you were done, but now you're gonna come back and go 1-on-1 against me, and then maybe do like a 5 to 10 minute match that eventually maybe Bianca loses, but at least she has her dignity kind of in a way. But instead that apparently it was a Vince decision to not only bring back Becky, but to have her beat Bianca Belair in 10 seconds to win the title, which is just like
Dave, what do you think?
That it was utter bullshit. Becky had no reason to be there, to be fighting for that. Anyway, going back to the Sasha Banks thing, what Raul said, I did read that they're speculating that she did get COVID, since she's been sort of like off of social media, plus has missed like the last couple house shows, and they haven't disclosed anything. But yeah, there was no reason for her. And the worst part is that Becky's like, "Oh, are you ready for what is it, the EST and the man to tear the house down of whatever Allegiant Stadium?" And then she's like, "Okay, yeah." And then tear the house down what? 26 seconds? Like that was just a joke to Bianca, and I can't believe that they went through with that.
Eric, another squash. Where are you at?
It's ridiculous. Here's the thing. If you're gonna do that, take a page out of something in the past that were like, I don't know why everybody is so insistent on, oh, things have changed. Wrestling is still wrestling. There's only one way you can operate professional wrestling, if you're going to call it that. Sports entertainment doesn't matter. You're still in a wrestling ring. You're still trained to be a wrestler. So take nods from what you know and what worked. I'm going to give you a prime example, and everybody's going to hate it probably, but Dave. No, Bert will like it. Tim, you'll hate it. So speaking of SummerSlam, the ultimate squash was the Ultimate Warrior versus the Honky Tonk Man. Now that worked. Warrior was way over. It was time for him to do something. They had a chance to present.
And Honky had the belt for over a year already.
Honky had the belt for over a year. Things needed to change. Brutus, for whatever reason it was, couldn't win the title, and Brutus wasn't as over, I don't think, as they thought he was anyway. Fuck him. So,
He was over.
So, but no, that's how you do it. You bring them in like that. You let the match go for a couple minutes. You don't do a 26-second, because let the people enjoy something. I mean, what your guys are describing doesn't even make sense, and I didn't even see it. And it doesn't even make sense because I know Becky Lynch is kind of in these days standards over, but she's really not over. She's not. These guys don't even measure to the success or the popularity that any of the wrestlers that were established before them. I'm even talking Cena was over. CM Punk was over. Brock Lesnar is over. He may be the last one right now that can hold that kind of that has that aura about him of and I don't want to use the word old school, of a real wrestler. Now these guys aren't established. They come in, they throw sparklers and flashy outfits and giant entrances and think that's what's going to make everything cool. And everybody is so, and they're so like, they've made you like that so much that they think that's all it is. I think all that needs to scale back, and I think you need to bring back the real raw emotion that comes from watching a real wrestling match. And I think it's absolutely awful. Like CM Punk's entrance when he came back was anticipated. Nowadays, everybody knows everything, but it was still cool. And what I'm saying
Eric, I know what you're saying. Like, in other words, pencil in my hand. Becky comes. You want Becky to come back and fight Bianca? Fine, but she loses, and it's close. It's close. Becky loses, and she says, "We're not done." And then you move. That becomes a legitimate thing. It becomes, okay, Bianca's still the champion, but now Becky's on her. Becky's coming back. You're talking about a woman who just had a baby. I mean, of course, it was like 16 months ago. But still, she's coming back from maternity leave, and she wins the title in 26 seconds. It is beyond disrespectful to not just to Bianca Belair, but to all the other women. And I hate to agree with Nikki Bella, because Nikki Bella, if you watch that clip, she went off. First of all, she was banned from SummerSlam for some reason. I don't know why she was banned.
You know why. You know who she couldn't see. Yeah, you know who she couldn't see.
You can see her. You can't see him.
I think they're all over that bullshit, though. I think that's all. He's married. She's married with a kid. I think that's all done. But yeah, she was banned, and she went off. She went off, and you got to agree with her. It was disrespectful. It was wrong. But like you said, if you want Becky to fight at SummerSlam, she should have lost. And it should have been close. It should have been a 10, 15-minute match. It would have been good.
Because
and you would have told the story.
Even if she loses, she's still over.
Exactly.
It's not like no one's going to be like, oh, we're not going to cheer Becky anymore because she lost to Bianca Belair after not wrestling for a year. Like, no, they're still going to cheer her.
Exactly. But again, why this disrespect? It doesn't make any sense. This is why people don't want to be there. This is why people want to stay in NXT. I don't know how Vince and his cronies don't see this.
I think that it's too overthought. It's too overproduced. Everybody already knows everything before it happens. Like I said, when kayfabe, kayfabe is just, that's not even an issue anymore. It's like, just book the matches and book the people to something. It's fantasy, but make it believable fantasy. Don't make it like insulting to not just we're not really even supposed to know what's insulting to the workers or not. I guess we're insiders, and we are, but everybody's an insider now. Like, I want magic again. Eric,
let's do it this way. How many people back in the day knew the results of a pay-per-view? A handful?
Yeah.
Maybe
a handful.
And now you got we have to make TV look good. Now the cameramen know who's going to win. The sound guys know who's going to win. The guys in the trucks know. All these people know who's going to win. Instead of the 5 people in the back and the referee through the earpiece and the announcers. And sometimes the announcers didn't even know. They were told. Because the headphones.
It used to be Vince or the ref, and that's it. There's only good that know the finish.
Because that's genuine reaction. Because we would have known it was like Michael Cole is fucking bullshit. And it's like, he's so over.
Oh my
God! Michael Cole!
It's boss time.
The announcers like Gorilla and Jesse and all these guys, I honestly think they really weren't told as much about that, because you can call a match easy.
I love it, Gorilla.
So you and I as the fan are with them. They're as excited and as astonished as we are. Now it's just like, it's oversold. There's no magic, and AEW is kind of trying to go back to that from what I see.
They are.
And it's great, and it's starting to get over. And, like I said, I don't know if they're like a giant threat, because it's going to take a long time to come to where they're going to threaten. But the thing is they're doing something right, and their best thing they could do is to try to be as different from the WWE as they can. That's my opinion. As far as this Becky Lynch match, I think we've talked about it too much already.
All right, let's move on to probably the most surprising match of the night. And by surprising, I mean it went more than 5 minutes. And that's Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley, which, again, technically a squash, but not. It was, but it wasn't. Because Goldberg hurt his knee, and then Bobby Lashley beat the living shit out of him for 5 minutes and then got the win. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of this match and what the hell is going on? And we'll get to who showed up at the end.
I mean, Goldberg, just stay retired, please. Just stop coming back. It's cool for one pop, for an appearance, but do some autographs. But no one wants to see you wrestle anymore, man. I'm sorry. Even 2 years ago when you beat the hell out of Dolph Ziggler for 10 minutes, or when you almost re-ended Undertaker's career. It's over. Just stop. When he came back to challenge Lashley, I knew for the start that Lashley was going to win, because there would be no reason why Goldberg would win.
Really? What was the reason for him to beat the Fiend?
Who?
Goldberg.
Oh, Goldberg. Yeah. I mean,
there was no reason for him to beat the Fiend.
I'm just saying for now.
Well, I don't think the Fiend. The Fiend is, like you said. We've said it 100 times too. He's not. That's a character that's not built for a title.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of like a.
But Goldberg should not have beat him for that title.
I agree. Yeah, I agree
with that.
I agree.
Because again, you have a guy who is majorly over. Let's just beat him with some asshole like Goldberg in 5 seconds. Oh, okay. Here we go again.
Why didn't they just leave Bray Wyatt alone? He wasn't. Why is everybody constantly changing? Why can't you establish a talent and keep it and get it over? Because the more things change, the more they suck. It's true. It's my God, how long did Ric Flair ride Ric Flair? How long did The Undertaker ride The Undertaker? It's come on. It's
I mean, to be fair,
Bray Wyatt's the new fucking Brutus Beefcake. He's gonna have 17 fucking gimmicks, and you know what I mean?
It's a different time, because
the booty fiend.
Now in WWE, it's people change things every couple months. And it's
it's not working though, man.
I know it doesn't work. I'm just saying the audience is so trained to something new. Every month that WWE is afraid to do the long game with certain things.
They're not.
After a few months and something's not working, they're going to pull it and be like, no, we're going to rebrand you.
Yeah, but in my opinion, they're making a mistake.
No, I agree. I agree. I feel
it's they can't. My God, it's the attention span. It's fucking Dory the fish. It's okay, well now, what's that over there? It's oh my God, now it's different. It's why can't I mean? That's what I got to give respect to AEW for. I mean, Young Bucks are still the Young Bucks. Cody still sucks. Fucking Kenny Omega. I won't even whatever. But they're still there. They're still them. And
they're getting these WWE guys, and they're not making drastic changes to them.
No, they're
probably be them.
If anything, they're stripping them down, and letting them be. Saying, okay, look, Vince, this is what you lost. You know what I mean? So fucking Goldberg, okay, who's not as old as I thought he was. He's only 51. So he's still in the shape he's in, he can still work, but he shouldn't be. Bert, I agree 100%. Dave, I agree with you. Goldberg, just go. Just get out of here. You already ended Brett's career. You already almost ended The Undertaker's career. You everybody you get into the ring with, it's I don't know what does Vince have a hard on for Goldberg?
So it's not. It's why we need someone to come back and lose. It's called Goldberg. And why does Goldberg agree to do these things? It's any legacy you had, you're tarnishing by doing this every week.
Money.
I guess so. Oh, and by the way, I don't think we mentioned that Bobby Lashley choked out Goldberg's kid, which I thought was hysterical. By the way, I mean the kid put on a better acting job than his father. He looked like he really got hurt, which was
he
great.
knew how to sell better.
He did. He sold a lot better than Big Bill, so that was fantastic. And the final match of the evening of SummerSlam 2021. I'm leaving hashtag Booty Fiend up there though. Last match is the head of the table. Roman Reigns taking on John Cena's bald spot. So again, this was a match. Eric, you don't worry about it. That's not a shot at you, Eric. It's just John Cena.
No. I'm pro bald spot. I'm into it.
I don't even know what to say about the match because the ending is what's the most important. Well, first of all, what did you guys?
The match. Yeah, fuck the match.
The match was good.
I thought the match was
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
It was decent enough to get past for the main event.
I love Cena's Super Mario
right, John Cena,
Super Mario shirt.
Yeah.
You mean the one that's a lot like the one that CM Punk had? You know?
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying originally that came from the Super Mario series.
Dave, you're right.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Dave's not the greatest producer in the business for nothing.
So anyway, Roman Reigns wins, and here we go again. The music hits. Out comes Brock Lesnar, looking like something out of a fucking Mortal Kombat game. That's the only way I could describe him. His pants,
I hope he keeps his look.
Dude, but
He looks like a cyborg. He looks like a cyborg.
Because I know Dave, you texted in the chat. One of you guys texted that how jacked he was. I said I think that's just how tight his pants were and how tight that shirt was.
Hang on a minute.
Then he's got a mohawk beard ponytail combo thing going on.
Sick, bro.
Dude, he looked like a Viking. He looked like a Viking. He did.
As a guy, yeah, exactly. As a guy who is a proponent of tight clothes and an expert, which is me, yes, tight clothes make you look bigger, but he doesn't need that.
Yeah.
Right, Brock is jacked, dude. He's been getting in shape, whatever he's been doing. And I'm here to tell you, wrestler or not, I would not fucking want to fuck with him. I mean, he could take all four of us at the same time. That's just a fact.
He made Roman look a little small there, and Roman's been getting big, but
he has been getting pretty big, but nothing. Brock's awesome, man. I was glad he came back.
Don't attack me, but I feel like his return was a lot more unexpected than Punk's.
It was.
I had no idea that he was in
and
that
the
was
fans,
a legit surprise.
The fans spoke because
I wouldn't say that.
It took over. Wait a minute. It took over. What?
Lesnar hasn't been back in like over a year. Like he put over McIntyre and that was it, and he left.
Yeah.
But now, is this a direct response to CM Punk, or was this planned way ahead of time?
I think this was planned.
I think it was planned.
See, I was actually out like half of SummerSlam, so I was still watching it on my phone, and I made sure I watched the Bobby Lashley Goldberg match and this one because I had a feeling that Brock was gonna come back for one of these. I was hoping it was gonna be Bobby, but it makes more sense, I guess, with Roman now with Paul Heyman. So I made sure I stayed to the end because as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep watching because I feel like something's going to happen. I don't think it's going to end this way. So I wouldn't say it was that unexpected, but it definitely was a big pop.
And Paul Heyman's one that made it great. Paul Heyman sold it like hell because he looked legitimately terrified.
Yeah.
That the fucking Viking Brock Lesnar tight pants, mohawk beard, ponytail guy was going to really kill him. So I thought that went off really, really well. This was actually, I'll admit, this is the first time where he came out, and I wasn't going, really? This again? I legitimately enjoyed him coming back because, like you said, now that Paul Heyman's with Roman Reigns, it makes more sense. But now, who wins?
What happened? It was so
Is this going to wait till WrestleMania, or is this going to be the next pay-per-view? You think?
No, next pay-per-view.
I think it'll be the next pay-per-view.
You think? I don't think so. The next one's what? Extreme Rules?
No, isn't it what month are we in? August? Hell in a Cell? It's coming up, I think, soon.
No, Hell in a Cell already happened.
I'm unmuted.
Oh, it already happened?
Yep.
Oh, also they switched them.
Yeah, they switched them.
Oh, okay. I mean, we'll see.
Well, Brock's return garnered more fan. In an hour, I think, what did he have, like 10 million views, and it took
I saw that.
Had like 0 point whatever, like so. But here's the thing though, WWE has a broader audience and more media capability probably than AEW. Not really, but they do.
But their Instagram has been around not only a lot longer, but they also have bigger reaches where AEW only now is starting to get like
Yeah,
across the pond. So
that's fair. But with the power of YouTube, you would have thought that maybe something would have blown up. But like, I hate to say it, Brock won that. Brock's thing beat Punk's. As far as ratings and whatever goes, it did beat it. Not saying it was better, but it beat it. You have to facts a fact.
All right.
that's
I
true.
like that. Let's move on real quick. We're almost at an hour now. NXT Takeover 36 was on Sunday night, and again, if you want to watch better wrestling, this is the show to watch as far as WWE is concerned. We'll get through the results real quick. Cameron Grimes defeated LA Knight, who is a fake Rock, by the way, to win the $1 million title. Don't disagree with me, Bert. He's not a fake Rock.
I'm just saying, according to Mark Henry. I know Mark Henry talked about it.
NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez defeated Dakota Kai. I can't even pronounce that name. Ilya Dragunov defeated Walter by submission. Walter lost? I missed
but that was
that
awesome
match was.
That was I heard that was a great match. I missed that one, unfortunately.
Their other match that they had was just as intense. Like you want to see like just two guys beat the hell out of each other like for 30 minutes. Like that's what that is.
And I'm putting this one first. Samoa Joe defeated Karrion Kross to become the new NXT champion. Not surprising because Karrion Kross is on Raw now. So who thought he wasn't going to lose?
With a new attire.
Samoa Joe finally got a title. And here's the one that hurts my feelings. Even though I like Kyle O'Reilly, he defeated Adam Cole in a 203 Falls match. Now, here's the big question. I have the banner for it, too. Even though I like leaving Booty Fiend up there. Let's show it here. Is Adam Cole gone from NXT WWE? David's sneezing, so let's go to Bert. Bert, is he gone?
For the sake of WWE, I'm going to say no. Even though kayfabe wise, storyline wise, it's the perfect ending for him. Basically, he did everything that he could possibly do in NXT. He put over O'Reilly, leaves, no mention, can do whatever he wants. But I feel like, Triple H, who has always, and Shawn, who have always been Adam Cole guys, are gonna do whatever it takes to make sure he stays. Now, whether that means they have to convince Vince, or apparently they've had meetings and Vince and Adam Cole, and they've been going well. But I feel like WWE, besides Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and you could argue Bobby Lashley, they need more top guys to compete and to be up there. And I feel like Adam Cole, he may not want to do it. Like in his heart, he may not want to be on the main roster. But if they say, hey, we'll put you on SmackDown, you can be the guy. Maybe they'll even say, hey, you can be the one to beat Roman Reigns. Maybe it's that kind of thing, eventually, maybe down the line. But like I said,
I think he'd have to go to Raw, no?
I want him on SmackDown. He's better. He suits better on SmackDown.
Against the Tribal Chief?
Well, yeah, because you have, Tribal Chief and you have Finn Balor. He had Seth Rollins.
And his greatest rival,
Seth Rollins and
Pat McAfee.
Or even Edge. By the way, shout out to Pat McAfee for also keeping kayfabe alive.
Yes.
On the show, AJ Hawk was like, "Oh, what do you think of your boy leaving?" He's like, "He's not. Oh, he's not leaving. He's not leaving." Guys, even if he does, I'm still gonna kick your ass.
I'm having too many technical difficulties here, so I'm gonna have to bow out for the night. I can get 10 minutes, and it keeps locking me shut. I got all this stuff going on, so I've got to deal with technical issues. So, guys, thanks for the show so far. Thanks for everything.
Thanks for coming on, brother. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll get this all fixed up, so next time we're good to go.
Later, AZ.
All right, guys. Don't forget to try episode Monday. Dave and I are going to eat a ton of cereal. Boss is going to put up a poll soon, so you guys all get to vote.
Wow.
So it's going to be great. Dave and I are going to be full of cereal. So, all right, guys. Peace out.
All right, Gary. Catch you later. All right, so what I was going to say, too, about the Pat McAfee thing was I know. In the chat I wrote, I didn't know Nakamura was fighting. I missed this match, and he wasn't fighting. He came out to walk around the ring and just celebrate himself as IC champion. First of all, the IC champion should always be defended at a pay per view. That pisses me off that it wasn't. But Pat McAfee dancing on the table was absolutely fantastic. How did Pat McAfee how did he go from punter to phenomenal announcer to pretty decent wrestler to probably now the best announcer in wrestling today, which is shocking.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a talented guy, and he's charismatic. He knows how to promote himself.
Yeah, he's great. Dave, what do you think? Where's Adam Cole going? Is he going? Is he going to go to Raw, SmackDown, staying in NXT? Is he going to AEW?
I mean, I think the only way he stays is if, like what Bert was saying, somehow Triple H and Shawn are just managing him the entire time. Like, if anything's going to happen, it has to go through them. And also, unless he gets some creative push as well and money thrown his way. Besides that, he's made it clear he doesn't want to go up there. So, why not go play with his boys, you know? There's plenty of new talent over there. And it just seems like the right fit. It's just, it's the right move, I think, for him.
I mean, yeah, but also too, like, AEW is stacked right now. Like, you know, Punk is gonna take up just like they have 2 shows now. You know, CM Punk, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, MJF, Christian. Like, they have a lot of people. And it's just like how many more people that are going to supposedly leave WWE or have left WWE are just going to be like, oh, they're going to AEW, they're going to AEW. How many people are they going to sign? Because you can't sign everybody.
That's one thing we've been talking about while you've been gone the last couple of weeks. We kept bringing that up. We kept saying, is AEW the new WCW? Because here they are signing all these WWE guys and pushing down the guys who they swore were the guys who were getting their chance, the guys who were getting their breaks, the guys who were getting their shot. Now they're not, because every time a Punk comes in, or one of these guys comes in,
that's TV time.
They're getting knocked down the ladder.
Yep.
So like, Adam Cole going over there, who's he? Who
knows? Maybe who knows? Maybe he'll go to Impact.
Yeah, I think he's wasting on Impact.
Do not. Adam Cole's better than that.
Hey, man.
Adam Cole's better than that. That's why Christian is holding those irrelevant titles.
Wow.
He's just mad because
he's just mad
boy for those
boy, that's why.
For those irrelevant titles.
He brought the Impact title home, boy.
Anything else you guys want to talk about with SummerSlam or NXT, or did I miss anything? You guys want to bring up anything along those lines? I don't know if I missed anything.
Well, just to counteract everyone on Twitter that was saying, after this weekend, WWE is dead. Like, calm down. It's just one return. Even though it was a big return, there's still a lot of work to be done. And like I said, WWE, Vince, we love and hate him sometimes, but one thing you can never count out with him is that he always has a plan. He's always thinking ahead. So, like I said, AEW, they're making great strides, but let's calm our horses here.
Dave, anything else to add?
Yeah, Bert's right. I would not say that they're dead in the water yet. They still have a fighting chance, but I think this is the start. That starts turning the tables. How the turntables. This is it. I think this was it. Okay. Especially if they continue doing Goldberg matches and just stuff like this, or Becky just destroying everybody, Charlotte again. Yes, they showed flashes at SummerSlam where they can do good, but then they also show they're still reverting back to the same stuff, the same garbage that we're tired of seeing.
Yeah, is Bayley going to come back from her injury, walk on the show, and win a title? Probably. And Sasha's hurt, got COVID. I didn't get my shot. I'm gonna walk in and win a title now. She'll probably beat Charlotte. It's like, what's going on? Why? Stop doing this crap. I don't know. It makes no sense.
Who's the kid that they signed that just
the Olympic kids, the two Olympic kids? Yeah,
No,
both
I was one of them was like the black kid, right?
yeah, I think they signed the girl too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I mean I just remember seeing the pic with him and Vince, like
Yeah,
whatever.
I think they signed both of them, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not sure.
I mean that's exciting. I mean the last time they did that was Kurt Angle. So I'm not saying he's gonna be Kurt Angle, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, you gotta have that personality like Kurt.
Nah, that's true.
But there's one I wanted Eric to be here for this because we were talking about CM Punk's pop. What I'd like to do for our future show, whether it's next week or the week after, I want us to put together our favorite. Yeah, I think our personal favorite pops of all time. Doesn't have to be big, just as long our personal favorites. You maybe three each would be good. And because I said, because Pat McAfee is keeping kayfabe alive, and it's funny as shit. I think we should put our favorite announcers together too. Put a little list of that together. And we'll discuss those.
The only thing with Pat, he needs to like lighten his voice a little bit. Like during I think it was the Edge match, he was like, "Edge, take it down." Like Pat, relax. Like it's okay. Like
he's doing a Mortal Kombat voiceover. All
right? Yeah.
Edge wins. That's what it sounds like.
Edge wins.
So maybe we'll do that for a future episode. I'd like to see what pops, because like I said, I disagree with Eric for that one thing with the pop thing. That was one of the loudest pops I ever heard in my life. I don't care if it was Chicago. I don't care if it wasn't. It was definitely goosebump inducing when you watch it from the beginning. The last one I remember that was that good was the Hardys at WrestleMania. Mm. And before that, Shane, which I don't know how he got a pop that he did. And then before that, it has to either be Rock or Austin. If I was concerned, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But like you said, maybe we'll throw a little list together for that. We'll see what happens. Okay. Guys, you got any parting words before we depart?
Me or David?
Either one of you.
Oh, just stay safe out there. Keep tuning in. We're going to be having a lot more content coming at you on Pop Culture Pro, so stay tuned.
Oh yeah, definitely there.
Ooh, yeah.
And I said, hopefully, I don't know if we're going to continue going every week or going to do every other week. We'll see. We may have to move to another night. It depends on what's going on, because we're getting a lot of shows going on, folks. Speaking of a lot of shows, I'm going to go through the whole week again. Last night we had the A to Z. Well, sorry, Sunday we had the Empire 161 show with Eddie and Lisa. I am Empire OG, but okay. Last night we had the A to Z program. I and Eric and business producer Dave over next to us. Tonight is us, of course. Tomorrow, I believe we have Granny's Beach Tea, the comic book show. They'll be going. I have to call in for that. I want to talk about the Spider-Man trailer that just dropped. Wow. It was pretty cool. It wasn't what I expected either, but it was pretty cool. And a lot of speculation already. And even my kid is running into the rooms going, I think this, I think that, I think those. You don't know nothing. Trust me. You know nothing. Thursday, we got the guys doing Put It in the Books, the New York Met show. We might as well start calling that show the Titanic. I don't know. I'm sorry, Steve. I had to say it. I had to take one shot, plus. I'm sorry. I had to take one shot at it. I'm sorry. Dave, 4 quarters? When are we getting 4 quarters again?
4 quarters is going to be... I'm going to try for next week, but if not, definitely the week after that.
Hey, don't forget, just because the line ain't doing it, you got a whole bunch of us who would gladly step in for co-host for that show for a week or two. Don't forget.
Yes, I know. It's just a little tough when I'm running everything at once. And true. With work, it's also been a little rough.
Okay, I get it. And when is Stream Pros coming back?
It should be back this Thursday. I need to talk to the ladies and see what they say.
The ladies. Like I said, the ladies.
Hello,
ladies. They got that Barry White who's coming in. I don't know. He went out, didn't he?
No, Jackson's in the shower.
Oh, I'm sorry. And finally, I am proud to announce 1 week from today, will be the debut of the new Star Wars show starring this guy. I have no co-host. I might get one. I might not. I don't know. I'm going to have various guests on at different times. And we're calling it Shooting the Sith. And I got it. I got it right here. The first one, hot off the presses. Shooting the Sith.
Nice.
Look for us on Facebook. I just made the Facebook page, everybody. You're all invited. Make sure you join my goddamn group.
I did.
There it is. I have a pretty cool guest lined up already for show 1. Like I said, it's not just going to be about the movies and the TV shows. It's going to be about tattoos. It's going to be about cosplay. It's going to be about collectibles. And the first guest I have coming on is all of those things. And she's pretty cool. And
when are we getting the reveal? Or are you going to wait until the show?
The reveal from the show.
Ooh.
You will see her the day I on the show, first episode. But yeah, she's pretty cool. Like I said, I watched her on TikTok getting a tattoo live of a Clone War helmet, and I was like, I gotta meet this person. And I reached out, and she's down, so she will be on my first guest. I have another guest already lined up, but she was a little too afraid to do the first show. So she's a cosplayer. She dresses up as Darth Zana, who a lot of people don't know who that is, but I'll explain on the show. But like I said, everyone's welcome to pop in on that one. I'm very excited. I'm getting the format down now. So yeah, that's going to debut 1 week from today. So I don't know if we're doing double duty with Just Too Sweet or I don't know. We'll see. Either way, tune in next week for that. We'll keep you apprised of when this show will be on next. Said it's a good time for wrestling right now. Let's hope it continues. CM Punk will be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. So hopefully that's going to lead to something pretty cool, and hopefully WWE counteracts with something even cooler. And I hope this gets them out of their little funk that they've been in. Guys, any parting words? No, we're good. We covered all of it.
It's clobbering time, baby.
Yeah. All right. I'm very happy with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Episode number 62. Raul, Frank, all you guys, thanks for joining in. Remember, you might not like us, but learn to love us. We're the best thing going today, people.